Families. Ooh, okay. Work it out.
Yeah.
All right, ready to clap?
Yep.
1, 2, 3.
This week's Jack of all Graves opens on a beach.
Okay.
This week's Jack of all Graves opens on a beach, nowhere particularly exotic. Okay, please don't think that it's, sun-kissed palm trees and gentle breeze. Nowhere particularly, you wouldn't, I don't think, want to go for a holiday here. This week's Jack of all Graves opens in a beach in kind of British Columbia kind of area.
Oh, I do love BC.
Yeah. In a stretch of water known as the Salish Sea.
Okay.
All right.
Go on.
We are talking British Columbia, Canada, Washington, that kind of area.
The old Pacific Northwest.
Exactly. This is a beach on a place called Jedediah Island.
I have not been to that island.
Well, come with me there now, if you would.
I would love to do that.
And indeed, come back with me a little to August the 20th, 2007.
All right.
And visualize the beach, all right? Visualize the beach, which is
I'm going to visualize it.
If you could just visualize the beach for me and see it through the eyes of a young girl who's visiting the beach from Washington, who she walks along the beach and in the distance sees an item that's washed up on the shore. Okay.
Oh no.
The closer she gets to the item, she realizes that it's standing out against the uniform kind of yellow of the sand. It's manufactured, it's man-made, this item. She notices a shoe. Okay. She notices a shoe and she gets closer and notices that the shoe still contains a sock.
Oh no. And just a sock, right?
Furthermore, upon picking up the shoe and opening the sock, she finds that it contains a man's right foot.
Already, I would just like to say, if I saw a sock and a shoe on a beach, I would be like, someone's trash. I wouldn't pick it up and look like, oh, is there a foot in it?
Well,
why?
Luckily for us.
Luckily for us. This broad did.
Yes, she did. A man's foot in a size 12 Adidas shoe.
Okay.
Obviously, she's terrified. Obviously, she's disgusted.
Yes.
The foot has become disarticulated, as the medical terminology would have it, has become
disarticulated.
Cut off due to submerged decay.
Okay.
Now, what a horrid thing to find, yes?
Yeah, I would say so, yeah.
What a horrid thing to find. So come with me further then, if you would, 6 days later on August the 26th, 2007, to another beach within the Salish Sea, a beach on Gabriola Island.
I've never heard of that
where
one.
A couple this time, wandering the beach, discover a man's right foot.
Wait. Wasn't the last one a right foot?
Yep. Different man.
Okay. All right.
Waterlogged. It appeared by the bite marks to have been brought. Yes. It appears to have been dragged ashore by an animal. Okay. This one a size 12 in a Reebok shoe. 2 feet. Same stretch of water, same sea.
Same side.
Yeah. Come with me a little further, please.
Okay.
To February the 8th, 2008.
All right.
To another part of the Salish Sea, an island called Valdez Island. A right foot is discovered on February 8th, 2008. A right foot in a size 11 Nike shoe.
Did you just say Nike?
I did, Nike. I imagine that quizzical look is because I didn't say Nike, but hey.
Are you just being contrary?
No, not at all. Not at all. I say Nike. A lot of people say Nike. I say Avoision. What are you going to do?
Okay,
the fact is, within a very small stretch of time, in a comparatively small stretch of the Salish Sea, 3 right human feet are discovered by 3 completely separate people. But here's the thing, right? I'm going to go on. May the 22nd, 2008, a woman's right foot found on Kirkland Island in British Columbia.
Okay, I'm familiar with that one.
There you go. You're familiar with that particular case?
No, with Kirkland
Island.
Kirkland Island. It's just all these other places I've been sitting here like, I guess there's more islands out there than I gave it credit for. But I'm familiar with that one.
Again, a running shoe, a New Balance running shoe, but this time a woman's right foot.
Huh.
June the 16th, 2008,
Good
2 hikers
God.
discover on Weston Island in British Columbia, a man's left foot.
Oh, changing it up.
This one, interestingly, was confirmed that it was the left foot of the man found earlier on February the 8th.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We're up to 5 feet. But we ain't even nearly done. August the 1st, 2008. A right foot inside a man's black size 11 shoe discovered by a man camping on the beach covered in seaweed. November the 11th, 2008. A woman's left foot found in Richmond, on the Fraser River in Richmond. A woman's shoe.
Wait, on a river?
Yep.
Does it connect to the ocean?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Yes, it does.
Okay.
CoRri, what if I were to tell you that in that stretch of the Salish Sea since August the 20th, 2007, at least 20 detached human feet have been found on the coasts of the Salish Sea in British Columbia, Canada, and Washington.
Okay.
At least 20 human feet are washing up.
I have multiple thoughts on this. Oh, go ahead.
Well, give me some, please. Give me some. Where's your head at?
Well, I guess my first question, of course, out the gate is, are you going to give me a reason for this? Or
I'm going
is this
to
an unknown?
speculate, yes.
Okay, so there's speculation, but there's not a known, like, it's not like, and then they found this serial killer who hacks off feet and throws them kind of too shallow and they come to shore.
Well, what are your thoughts?
Well, I know that I have heard before that any reason that someone might like die in water or anything like that, like if you kill yourself or if you, drown at sea in a boat or whatever the case may be, that like it tends to be that your extremities, your feet and your hands, for whatever reason, kind of like disconnect from your body easier, and they tend to like float up, whether it's like, I don't know if that's stuff bites at it and they come loose and they come ashore, or if it's just the way they're attached to your body. But I have heard before that feet are more likely to wash up than any other part of the body.
Not for the first time. I am so impressed at the insight, at the keenness of your analytical mind, right?
Well, thank you, sir.
When a body when a body sinks, when a body is divested of its gases, and when a corpse sinks to the bottom of the sea, as you quite rightly say, it is immediately set upon by scavengers, right? But let's not get ahead of ourselves here.
All right, yes.
These foot discoveries, right? These feet that keep fucking washing up across.
It's the Manchester pusher, is what it is.
It's by no means new, right? There are reports of feet washing up in that region, going as far back as 1887, right?
Wow.
A foot was found in a boot on the shore in Vancouver in 1887. Hilariously, leading to the area that it was discovered being named Leg in Boot Square. That's what they ended up fucking calling the place it was found. Which
that feels like a thing Canadians would do.
A little on the nose, but quaint.
Is it still called that to this day?
I don't know, but God damn it, I fucking hope so.
I hope it is. And it's lost all context. People are just like, yeah, it's called Leg and Boot Square.
Boot.
Just accept it.
People obviously were ringing into the police with all sorts of crazy theories. it was postulated that is it the mafia? Are the mafia behind it? Are the mafia dumping bodies in the sea, in the Salish Sea?
Canada.
Is it a serial killer? Yeah, well,
Pacific Northwest Mafia.
The Canadian mafia, mate. I happen to know are savage.
Oh, okay. Yeah. They're like very apologetic, but very brutal.
They'll apologize while they're hacking you to pieces and just, yeeting your feet out of boats. The usual bullshit like aliens, all of that fucking stuff was ringing into the police.
I just had this idea of like, aliens, you know how they like abduct people, but then they're like, oh, fuck this. And they just throw feet out of the spacecraft into the ocean.
That's a close encounter of like the seventh kind.
I think so.
They gnaw your fucking feet off and just
throw them in the water outside of Canada.
In Canada. Let's see you tackle that one, Spielberg, you fucking hack. But to our scavengers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, scavengers going for the path of least resistance will tackle the soft tissues of carrion initially, right? Scavengers, so like crustaceans, lazy feeders will go after the soft parts of your body. We're talking your face, we're talking your cheeks, we're talking hilariously your anus. They will go straight up for the anus, mate. They love a nibble on the anus to those scavengers.
You know how I feel about that.
I do.
That's what we discussed in our cannibalism episode.
Indeed. But the bodies go down whole. The ankles are just one of those soft areas that scavengers love to, I'm afraid to say it, munch on.
You also know how I feel about you saying munch when you're referring to eating people.
What do we say about my vocabulary earlier on? It's a perfect word for what it's describing. I'm not going to like scrabble about for a less perfect word when munch is right there in front of me. Nim, 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 nim. The scavengers munch away in the feet and away sail these feet. Okay. Sure. But why in particular that stretch of the Salish Sea, right?
Yeah.
Believe it or not, it's simply just a kind of a confluence of a lot of different things. It's a very complex body of inland water, and it acts as a trap for all sorts of shite coming in from the ocean, right? Stuff from the ocean comes ashore in plenty of places in that area, but it's all coming within that kind of that water system, the Salish Sea. The prevailing wind is westerly. So it's bringing stuff in from the ocean as opposed to pushing it out from the shore.
Okay, yeah.
And, all bar one of these 20 detached human feet, every single one of them except one has been found in sneakers, right? In running shoes. I mean, obviously,
what are you postulating on this? I want to know why. Why do you think that is?
The tendency for humans is to go, obviously a fucking, a sneaker-seeking serial killer. But it's just circumstance. It's because a lot of these people are going missing or committing suicide or jumping into the ocean or being or dying in the ocean in the Pacific Northwest. Many people are hiking there. Many people are holiday makers there among slippery rocks. And when you take all of those factors together, the scavengers, the munching on the anus, the feet breaking free, the fact that we're in the Northwest, all of those things create a perfect set of circumstances that makes the Salish Sea this unique spot on the earth where fucking feet keep washing ashore.
This sounds like the grossest place on the planet. Because even like best case scenario, right? Like if you're on the beach and you don't find a foot, you're like all the shit that must be washing up there. Do people go in the water? I hope they don't go in the water. It's just a place you look at. You go for a walk because Christ, the things that would be brushing up against your feet. Ugh.
Yeah, feet brushing up against your feet.
Brushing up against your feet. I don't like it.
The theories about serial killers and fucking foot collectors or whatever. DNA has linked 9 of those 20 feet to missing people. So.
And were they do they know anything about those people? Like, do they have a sense of why they would have died?
This I don't know, but I mean the longest missing person, check this out. Oh man, one of the feet that was found in 2011, the one that came up in a hiking boot, was linked via DNA to a guy who had disappeared in 1985.
What?
Yep.
How is that even possible?
Almost 30 years later, his fucking foot washes up in the Salish Sea in British Columbia.
That must have been like, was it frozen somewhere that thawed and then it went into the water?
Yeah. And very possibly.
Because it seems like there would not be enough foot left to get any DNA from if it were in the water that whole time. But I mean, not Crazy. That I'm like a bloated foot expert.
It sounds like you might be, based on how quickly. Am I a bloated foot expert? You might be a bloated foot expert.
Have I missed my calling?
I don't know. And even the most recent one, right? The most recent foot that turned up in 2019 was linked via DNA to a guy who had disappeared in 2016. That turned up in an island in Puget Sound.
Puget.
Puget
Sound.
Puget.
So there we go. The way that you said that was just kind of gross. I was like, no, I can't let that one stand. I gotta.
But is that not the most fucking Joag stretch of water on the planet?
Is. I mean, there's this like weird part of me that's like, I kind of want to walk on there and see if I find a foot.
Yeah. Well, you might.
But also,
statistically, you really might.
I'm thinking, like, in general, I wonder how many times maybe I've walked by feet. Because like, it's not like I've never seen a shoe on the beach.
Yeah.
It's just like I said, I'm not gonna like go touch it. Someone's like dirty ass shoe. I think also it's because I think like a crab is gonna crawl out of it. I am more afraid of a crab coming out of a shoe than I am a foot. So I don't touch things I find on the beach. But maybe I've been like encountering feet all the time, and I just
very possibly.
What about even on the side of the freeway? Like when we talked about that random like foot that someone found on a trail that no one knows why it was there. Like maybe
did I ever
tell you about the freeway when I see them?
I must have told you about the girl who turned up late for work in Cape Town one day. You know what I mean?
Right?
I found a hand. Okay.
Like that has to be.
She was like 20 minutes late, just logged on, started work.
Oh boy. Yeah. I like maybe it is far more like, what's the word I'm looking for? Far more when something happens. Frequent.
Yes.
And I think I'm tired.
Happening.
Far more oftenly occurring than we realize it is.
But this episode of Joag is dedicated to you if you're from that neck of the woods. And if you find a foot, let us know. Have you ever found a foot? Please drop us a line because we'd love to know.
I want to know all about it.
Feet.